everybody in the background. Hi! Hi! Sorry.
It's one of those nights.
It's one of those days that a girl goes through. Anyway, it's a Swirl world, and welcome everyone. Sorry, we are tremendously late, like
an hour.
over the top late, and there's no excuse. We are having
except
some
for technical difficulties, like always.
We've had some weather-related technical difficulties, some user-related technical difficulties, and tonight we're having computer-related technical difficulties. So, as you can see, there's only 2 of us here, and yes, it's our birthday, so there should be 3, and we're hoping that Dee will be able to join us, but if she's not, she is definitely here in spirit. So, without further ado, I am Piper.
I'm Danny.
And it's a Swirl world. So, welcome. Free to comment, or if we haven't lost you, shout out and say you're still here. So, and we will do our best to accommodate everyone. Just let you know, as always, we are grounded in love, and this show ultimately is just several friends getting together to talk about Swirl. It's a community that means something to us, and we hope it means something to you. Feel free to comment and speak your mind, but just know that if you say anything crappy or you are a crappy person, you will be made fun of openly and talked about. It's just life. So, let's get to it. Yes, and it's all love. It's all love, so it's just gentle.
In all love.
So,
we will make vlogs about you.
Yeah, we will vlog about you and talk unkindly about your family.
So not true.
We just want everybody to have a good time here, so no bad crap, okay? So tonight, because it's our birthday, we're going to be going over some of our favorite.
It's not really our birthday.
It's not really. Yes, technically
our
we've been on
was,
for longer than a year.
Our birthday was a long time ago.
Was it? It was in April, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's been a while. We've been a while, and as you know, we've changed and grown. First, we started off as me, Mel, and Dee, and then we went from Mel, me, Dee, and Danny, and then we went from kind of in and out, and then we were Piper, Danny, and Dee. So, and we're sticking to that. So, this is my hope that we stick with that for just another great year. But we had a lot of interesting moments, and I know that if you've been watching, you probably have some interesting moments that you want to share, because you didn't feel free to share them before the show. Anyway, so
like we had asked.
Like we asked. So, because you felt like you maybe wanted to do it during the show, I understand. You want to be interactive. I got it. It's cool. So feel free to share your interesting favorite moments with us as we share some of ours and some of what we've heard from some people, which hasn't been that many, but that's another story. Anyway. So, Danny, would you like to go first?
No, I'm last. No, really quick over in the comments. Mike from Oz says, "Woo, great to see you guys," which is cool. Thanks for being here, Mike.
Great to hear you, and
thanks for sticking it out with us.
Yeah, I know everybody was probably like, "What the hell?" They said 6:30, 9:30, whatever, and they're not here. And I don't know what time it is in Australia, so I don't know. So it could be like afternoon. Who knows? So, yes, we apologize for being way behind schedule, but we really try to accommodate all of us as hosts, and with Dee being on the East Coast, it just gets a little hairy sometimes. And
last week was nuts.
Yes. Last week was crazy. There was weather problems with Dee, and then just as we think we're going to be able to do at least some type of a show with just Danny and I, Arizona decides to freak out and have weather and have a storm after we never have weather. So I got knocked off, and really I was more on and on, like on and off. It was spotty, and I didn't want to be popping in and out with just Danny. So
good for me. All right. Happy birthday to me. That's how my last birthday was. Oh, sad.
Oh. That's horrible.
Way to bring it down. I got to give a shout out to Jamie and Nikki because they actually commented on their Facebook page and they said to us, happy early birthday to our friends at It's a Swirl World.
Yes.
These guys are really cool. When you watch them, you can't help but feel like you are actually hanging out with them. Oh, and in response to the question asked in the video, our favorite swirl moment would have been the first time we watched you guys. We were stuck in our hotel in South Africa, sick and bored, and your show kept us quite entertained, which is just awesome for them to so do cool. that.
Yeah.
And I know Mike from Oz described his favorite moment, which I think we'll get into in a little bit in our previous episode. Which, yeah, so I think I'll give one, Piper, and then you give one, and then we'll take one from Dee's. Does that sound good?
Yeah, I don't have my list, so I'm winging it big time.
What?
We have been having some issues.
Time out. I think I might have your list somewhere here.
Oh, I'm so crappy. But I think I remember a couple of them.
Oh, wow. Wow, Piper. Really? Wow.
I know. Way to be on the ball.
I have all of mine listed here, if you look. Don't freeze frame that because you'll see that's actually my notes for work all week.
Nice.
No, one of my favorite episodes. Can we give background on this episode? Is that all right?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't remember what episode number it was. I believe it was episode 11. And it was Sticks and Stones.
Mm-hmm.
And on that episode, we found a YouTuber that had a lot of channels.
It was not episode 11, FYI.
It was not episode
11.
Okay. Well, it was called. It was episode Sticks and Stones, and it was we had a YouTuber that we had heard a story from, right? And I can't even remember what the story was, but it was a horrible news story. Do you remember what the news story was about, Piper? That he was making a video on?
A horrible news story?
Yeah, we were trying to comment about what he said, but the news story, I can't even remember. I think it was like somebody was murdered.
Wasn't it like 4 teens or somebody?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was really, really sad situation.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, in the middle of him kind of telling what the story was about, he got mad.
Yes.
And started yelling about all you swirl women out there, all you swirl ladies, why aren't you standing up against this? And we're like, wait a second, when did that have anything to do with anything?
Yes, he called out all women who were about it, and it's like, what? Where did that come from, and why do we have to stand up against things we don't even know about? Like, calm down. Take several seats, buddy.
It was episode 7 is what it was, and it was Sticks and Stones. And in the beginning of it, it was great. It was so much fun because, okay, well, I'll give the backstory on this. One of our hosts, who will remain nameless, and it wasn't Piper, and it wasn't Dee, and it wasn't me, really felt empowered to do this episode and really wanted us to do this show, basically calling out this guy, and she was like looking for the drama. She was like, man, if his people come and fight us, and we'll get a lot of views, and then our videos will be pushed up, and and it was awful. It was so awful, right? So she gets us all of us are like kind of begrudgingly gonna do it.
Yeah. We took one for the team, and we were like, okay, we don't feel that we want to address it.
None of us. Like, I remember I had three separate conversations about how I didn't want to do this episode.
Yes, but, we all didn't want to do it, but we were like, okay, fine. She feels strongly about it. We're going to go in there. We're going to do it. We're just going to do it for her, right?
Yeah.
And so she
dropped out. She dropped out. She dropped out like right before the episode. Said, I'm not going to make it. We're like, great. Yeah. You were the one that wanted to do this. Now you're sticking it to us. So instead of doing that, we decided that we would adjust And so we did a little skit in the beginning of it, and I tried to mimic this guy.
You did your own little rendition of him.
The NBC nightly news music along with it.
What did we call him? The asshole or like?
I know, yeah.
Like that.
I don't remember.
Like that. We decided to call him the asshole and not use his name.
Yeah.
At all.
And we still haven't used his name, even though I'm seeing in the comments somebody saying, "I know who you're talking about."
Yeah.
Latoya Locks is saying she knows who we're talking about.
And he did reach out to me and send all his little McAssholes after me. And even though I'm like, we didn't even say your name, McAsshole. What's the deal? And he sent all his little minions.
But it was a lot of fun. Like, it was a lot of fun kind of adjusting to that. And then I think the show was really good, where we just talked about how to deal with haters.
Yeah.
So.
Which was why it was Sticks and Stones, and it was us trying to adjust it and really still just bring the same information without bringing the drama that the other person wanted us to have.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I did not want the drama. Did not want the drama, especially since we don't monetize any of our videos, so getting a lot of views wouldn't profit me anything.
It's just us getting views. It's just us having a lot of views.
And having a lot of people hate on us.
Exactly.
Not worth it.
Yeah, it's so not worth it, because I got a million crappy comments, and then him reaching out asking to respond to one of my videos, and I was like, no, not at all. I don't want to do this. It wasn't even my idea to have your stupid topic on our show. I was so upset.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's also a good example of teamwork, because a lot of people don't know what goes into the behind-the-scenes part of It's a Swirl World. You know, we don't just meet up on It's a Swirl World and then we're out the second, you know, camera goes off and we go away. We don't talk to each other or see each other or, you know, anything like that. Well, not in real life, of course. We're not near each other, but we do keep in contact. We do go over the shows and stuff. And there have been times that we do take one for the team and, you know, to do something that maybe one person wants to do more than anybody else. And that was just a very extreme example because none of us wanted to do it. None of us were.
We had hours and hours and hours of conversations about how this wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, talking about it ad nauseum about how we did not want to do it, and then we still ended up doing it and changing it, all to have her not show up to add the drama.
Thank you very much for that, by the way.
So thanks for that. It was bad. So bad. Okay, so one of mine.
That's one of mine.
That was one of yours, so one of mine. My favorite, or one of my favorite things, I guess, it wasn't necessarily an episode, was, I'll give a little background. We decided to do a show based on some, you know, a lot of people kind of used this for a dating site in the very beginning. People were asking us a lot, you know, how do I meet a black woman, or how do I meet a white guy? You know,
wait, time out. Why did the people have those? Why did they have those accents?
Because that's the way it rolls in my head.
Yeah, but it was like.
That's the way I hear it.
It's funny though.
I have to add my own track. I don't know how they ask it if they're sitting there all sitting.
Because you made it sound like the guys were the girls and the girls were the guys.
Hey, whatever. I flip it. I think that, but that's what it was. Everybody was using us as this big kind of like how to get to find these people, you know. And it's so funny because to me, I personally think you can tell sometimes. There's just a little bit of ways you can tell, but I've been a swirler all my life. It's the only thing I know. So to me, it's just like, you know, it's second nature. It's breathing. It's that easy. So I can understand people having questions. And a lot of people came to us like, you know, where do I meet somebody who is interested in interracial dating, or how do I know? What do I do? How do I approach them? Just anything you can ask. You know, people have asked. And while we love it when people ask us questions about that, or, you know, just want to talk about it, but we decided to kind of condense it into one show so that people knew their options. So it was episode 6, and it was our commercial for iSwirl Online. And we did all of the different accents, and sorry I'm all by myself. I don't know where Danny went. We did all of the different accents, all of, I think Danny was in it doing his, Danny, where the hell did you go to?
I don't know. I hope we didn't lose. I don't know what happened just now.
What the hell?
I was moving over and I was looking at comments because we got a crazy amount of people in the room right now.
And it's live still, Danny. What the hell?
And we're live still. Were we live the whole time?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, good. Perfect.
It's just me. And so on.
You're like, what are you doing?
Older. Anyway, back to what I was saying while I was rudely announcing Danny showing up. I'm hoping that everybody's still seeing it because it really sucked and I have to say it all over again. But so it was I Swirl Online, and we all did little skits, sort of little personalities, and so
man,
Danny
was
like a majority of them. And
because I was the only guy.
He was, yeah, because he's the only guy, so he had to be the naked dude, the nudist.
The naked dude was so much fun.
The hillbilly,
Gary.
Yeah, you had to be the guy who was a foreigner, but he had heard a lot about black women. He was wanting to get himself one. It was hilarious. And then Mel did the very shy, awkward book nerd whose mom is pretty sure she's a lesbian and
I forgot about that.
Doesn't get out much. And, of course, I was the gold-digging valley girl.
So much fun.
It was just very all about the money and how to find a dude with no wrinkly balls. And so it was very interesting.
Very awesome.
Yeah.
That was fun and stressful at the same time because after you guys finished filming everything, then I had to edit it.
Yes, then Danny put it together for us, and we weren't sure how it was gonna work out. And when I first saw it, I was just like, "This is hilarious." I liked the way he did it. It was really funny because we all had to kind of do our own parts because we're not anywhere near each other.
Independent of each other.
So we were independent from each other, not really knowing what the other would bring to it. So it was really awesome, and it worked out quite nice. So that was one of my favorite moments. Really not an episode, even though I did like the episode, but the commercial was my favorite part. So Danny, I want you to go to the comments and kind of talk about what people are saying,
yes,
and then we'll go to one of Dee's favorite moments since she's not here still.
Since she's not here yet. Okay, let's see. Maji says, "I like the couples panel you guys did." I'm not sure which one that one is. Which one?
Which one?
The couples panel.
The couples panel. Oh, was it the loving hour or whatever?
Yeah. It must have been that. Or it could have been the oh man, what was it called? Latoya or Laficia was there. Ashley was there. The Battle of the Sexes. It could have been Battle of the Sexes, possibly.
Oh, man, maybe, but that's
Maji,
true.
what specifically was it? The Loving Hour one that you saw?
Yeah.
And then,
which one was it? We had a couple where we did. There was a couple. I think there was only maybe 2 or 3 that couples were on, but the Battle of the Sexes wasn't for couples, but because some of the people were couples, they were there together. So
right. And then V-Love, Stationary, Natural Living, Homeschooling, and Thrifting.
Love your name.
That was so much fun to put in the promo for this. I'm just go V. She says, "Yay, you made it. Just thought I'd check in to see if everything worked out. Happy birthday, woohoo!"
Thank you. We should have hats. Tell everybody we should have had hats. I thought it would be cool, but no, they were going to do hats.
No, I didn't want to do hats.
No, I thought it would be
cool. You know how massive this head is? Like, this thing is giant. To put a hat on it, it would literally look like that. It would look like a little
so what,
tiny.
you could have a little party guy hat on? That'd be dope.
I look like I was a Jewish partying with a Jewish, like a little,
like a yarmulke?
Yeah, yarmulke party hat on the back. And then we have Latoya Locke says, "Happy birthday to It's a Swirl World." And then Latoya asks us, do you guys still get attacked by the interracial dating haters?
Yes.
Yeah, but not so much.
No, because they come to my channel and decide to tell me about their thing for It's a Swirl World. So, no, It's a Swirl World doesn't. But, yes, well, they do find ways to reach out.
Yeah, that's true. So, yes, we still get hate. But haters are haters, and we just delete.
Haters are going to hate. What does it, Cat Williams say? Everybody needs haters. So if you have, what is it, 6 or 7, you need to figure out how to get to like 8 by the summertime. So if you ain't got anybody to hate on, feel free to hate on me. Say my hair ain't luxurious when you know it is, poop. That's what he says. So we all have to have haters.
I was like, you want me to tell you your hair is luxurious? Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice hair you got there, by the way. What is it?
It's beautiful. It's called Eau de la Piper. It comes out of the dome.
Crazy in Love says, yes, I made it back in time. Awesome. Welcome back.
We're happy you made it.
And let's see, we got Tiffany Marie says, I like when all the guys were on for the white chocolate hour.
We're going to be going into that a little bit.
And then Latoya says, yes, Tiffany, loved that one. So those are our comments.
All right. Now, Danny, would you like to share one of these?
Go ahead, since I have like 14 windows open and I don't want to disconnect myself again.
Yeah. Okay. So we have, which one should I go for first? Okay, I got it. We will go with her favorite, one of her favorite ones, which is, she says that she loves our tangents, by the way.
Right.
So she loves when we just go off on a tangent. That's the best. And so one of the tangents that we went off on was on episode 12, Ladies' Night. Just a little background for episode 12. Episode 11 was the White Chocolate Hour, where all the guys did their thing, and so we had the promo where Mel takes down the jersey and everything, and she's like, what? And calls us and tells us the guys stole our show, and so we come back, and we address some of the things that the guys talked about, and we had Crazy in Love there, right? And we had Shambra, we had Lexi, there was Mel, me, Shambra, it was Shambra's birthday. God, am I leaving anybody out? I feel bad if I am. But it was just all of us ladies talking about, kind of addressing the exact same issues the guys did, but putting our female spin on it, because some of the stuff they talked about was like, what? But, so the promo was Dee's favorite, but the 49, Dee has the time as it was like 49:34, so 49 minutes in, 34 seconds, or yeah, 49 minutes in, 34 seconds.
We'll try to put together a playlist with all our favorite moments.
And we will. We'll put a playlist up with all of our favorite moments on it, so that you can go through and watch some of them too, and follow along with us. So she says that Piper says, squirting random men with breast milk. Sorry. I guess I hadn't read this. She said, squirting random men with breast milk. If you're still lactating, you should cut back on dating. So that was funny. I forgot I said that. And context here, because it just kind of comes out of nowhere. The guys had talked about a girl squirting breast milk or something, and like how they just went with it. And I was like, if you're squirting random men while you're breastfeeding, while you're still lactating, you should cut back on dating. It's like, you should be dating while you're lactating. And then she said at 1 hour and 1 second, when Piper falls out laughing when I said, leave the landing strip because it's not as pretty as it used to be, and it's beat up.
Talking about waxing and...
It's so funny. Sorry, it's so funny.
Don't fall out again.
we were talking about the hoo-ha and what you do with it, and the guys had said what they like, and I was like, and everybody kind of gave their whole what they've got going on, and I'm into the landing strip. I don't know if anybody had hardwood floors, but it was hilarious. I laughed out just thinking about it. It was funny. Because she was like, it's not as pretty as it used to be.
And it's beat up.
Yeah, it's beat up. And a whole lot of thoughts went through my head when she said it's beat up. And they were all inappropriate and should not be seen on TV. And yeah, then let's see. Then we had a comment from Rat King who says we all needed the dizzle in our mouths, and Mel says, "Yes, God, thank you for the recommendation, Rat King." It was hilarious. And then she said it probably took a little while for him to type that because he had to remove the dizzle from his mouth in order to type it. That was hilarious. That episode was funny. It brings back good memories.
It is so funny. Comments?
Comments?
Comment time?
Comments? Do we have any?
Yeah. Latoya said, poor Piper, which I'm not sure what that's in reference to. Because I'm sure they're just hearing these stories right now as we're reading the comments because of our delay. Maji said it was the Loving Couples episode.
Okay.
And then Mike from Oz, flirting with Piper again on the old It's a Swirl World. He said, "Can I just say it's great to see Piper back on again?"
Oh, thank you.
Which is true. We're happy to have Piper back.
Oh, what can I say? I do bring a little something to the show. Okay.
Latoya said she misses Mel. And then Mike from Oz says, "OMG, I'm dying here." Laugh out loud. So
it was a funny episode.
That's got to be at the breast squirting because he's probably just catching up to the Rat King comment.
Or the squirting.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It has to be that story.
Yeah, because those are all impressive. And that was an impressive episode. We got very X-rated on that episode.
Yeah.
Because the boys were very X-rated, so we had to get pretty X-rated to say anything about what they had said or brought to the show. They brought a nasty element, and I mean nasty in a good way.
I remember I wasn't live that episode, I wasn't in the comments that episode. But I tried listening to that when I was on the treadmill with a packed gym, and in the middle of running, all of a sudden the headphone jack pulled out of my phone, and so everyone in the gym heard you guys talking about
squirting? Squirting or
started getting looks like, what the hell are you listening to?
Yeah. They're probably like, he's listening to porn over there? What is that, a porn talk show with girls?
Really working out to that? Okay.
Yeah, right, why do you work out with that?
Which reminds me of one of my next favorite moment. And I don't remember what episode. I've been looking for this episode pretty frantically, and I haven't been able to find it. I don't know if Piper remember it. The one where they were trying to force you, where Dee and Mel were trying to force you to say Akin Ussy. Oh man.
I still haven't said it.
Oh man. That was so
naughty word.
That was so funny. They're just like, just say it, just say it, just say it. And you kept saying Akin and Ussy. And then the comments that went after that, where you were even joking with it. I remember you were like, "Ooh, baby, give me that or something like that.
Hey, you know what? Some girls can say those words and get away with them, but they don't sound pretty coming out of my mouth. So.
Oh man.
I have to doll them up a little bit.
You're just like, I just can't.
Yeah, can't do that. Though if you've read my book, I do, but I can't in real life.
You can't say it out loud.
No, 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 no. This is not an Edward Bella moment. Where he's like, say it out loud. Say it. Ach.
What?
That's what. Haven't you seen Twilight? Danny,
No,
get with it.
I haven't. I have not seen it.
OMG, Danny, you should totally see Twilight.
I have not seen it.
Get with the century, even if it's crappy.
Nope.
Well, he tells her when she finds out he's a vampire, he stands behind her all close, and it's like in the woods, and it's all like blue lit. And he's standing behind her, and her breath is coming out, and weirdly enough, his breath, you can see it. And he's like, say it out loud, say it. And then she's like, vampire. This is a very interesting moment.
See, that's exactly why I don't watch.
So, see, that's what they were doing to me. It was this reverse Edward Bella moment where they were like, say it out loud, say it. And I was like,
now.
fuck.
I also remember, I think it was Think Like a Swirl Man. I believe it was either Mel or Dee that asked the question. I don't think it was you that asked the question, because we were discussing the size.
Oh. No, I think it was Dee. So I think it was Dee that asked.
Yeah, and she said, well, what about you, Danny? Do you ever feel inferior to other guys in the gym? And I immediately went, I don't know if you can freeze. Well, that's what you guys say. I don't feel like I did that.
Yeah.
But I immediately, like, if you can freeze frame me in that shot, I would say, what would be happening in mind would have been like, think something quick, think something quick, think something quick. Think to say something funny.
Say something.
And I think I said something like, "Oh, I don't. What are you guys talking about? All the other guys are comparing themselves to me, or something like that." And I got a laugh for like 10 minutes. That was funny too. And that was like, that was seriously when I decided that I can't tell my mom to watch this episode. To watch this show, and actually I've told her. She's like, I think I'd like to watch it sometime. I'm like, you're better off not, Mom.
You don't need to.
You really don't. I'll just tell you the highlights. Thanks,
Or tell her to not watch at certain time periods. Just be like, nothing after that time.
Skip this part.
Skip around it. Though you did make all the girls, I'm sure, in YouTube land go, ooh, what's Daddy working on?
I just don't like I don't like discussing
talking about it.
That's for my special lady to find out. I
will
tell you this weekend I had a discussion with my sister-in-law, which is kind of an embarrassing discussion.
About your
no, about
why?
About how to hide it in your pants.
What?
Not it, like how to hide a bulge in your pants.
Oh.
Not like from being excited or anything. Just she makes my brother double up on his chonies sometimes.
Why? So you can't see that he has a penis, so he looks like a Ken doll?
No, so it's not obvious that he has. I'm just telling you. Us Ely boys, man, sometimes it's hard to hide.
So with Danny, he won't talk about it, but he'll get you alone, and it's like, and like big lights come, and it's like this golden moment of
how'd you know?
Witness. He's like, stand back, girl. It's about to get
watch out. Want to see some fireworks? Baby, you're fine.
He's like, damn.
Do the comments. Tiffany Marie says that she misses Miss Lexi and Miss Spargo. So do we.
Yes, we do.
Latoya Locks says...
They're still alive.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Dahlbrook put up a video like a couple weeks ago.
I'm just playing.
Up for normal. Silly.
I know. She's been... Yeah.
Yeah.
Latoya says, no dirty talk from Piper, LOL. Mike from Oz says, Danny, you are better off not seeing Twilight.
Yeah.
V Love Stationary seconds that. You're not missing anything.
He's not.
And then she made sure to say, regarding Twilight. Latoya said that D is the raunchy one in the group.
Yes, because she just comes out with it. She just says the word, and she's bold about it. She's like, "Ugh." Of course,
and then,
she's on it, but you know what I mean.
And then Tiffany Marie says, "Are we talking about small wieners?" No, the opposite, Tiffany.
No, Danny is saying he's got some action whenever his pants come down, like lights, and it's like a flashing lights and like sparkles and whatnot. Yeah, it's a works. It's a party. He's like,
Glitter.
"Stand back, girl. It's right in your eye."
And Mike from Oz says, "Are we talking about Richards again?"
Speaking of Richard.
And Latoya says, "Is Danny tooting his own horn?"
Yeah.
No.
Beep beep beep, Danny.
No, I can't physically toot my own horn at this second right now. That would be wrong.
He said at this second, so ladies, he can't. He's just saying at this second he won't. That's inappropriate. But
Which Mike brings me to another one of my favorite moments, and this is like number 6 for me right now, I think. And this was his comment as well, and this kind of goes into Dee's comment also. So I think we'll kind of lump this all together. But is our Richards discussion.
The euphemism city. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was in the episode 16, and it was Swirl headlines.
Yes.
And at one point, she wrote, at one point, 39:10, Piper says, "Crack kills, Mark. Crack kills," because Mark was with us. She thought that was really funny. And then the euphemisms started. And so we talked about changing of names and how white people always do that. So how do we get Dick out of Richard? And Mark says, "It's a British influence." Danny wants to know, where does Dick come from? Piper is cracking up. Mark says, "People go by Dick usually are. They're the most hateful people he's met." Then Danny tries to change the subjects, and he says, "Did you guys know that Paula Paxson didn't take Robin Thicke to prom?" I said, "You know, her name is Paula Patton." 45:32 is when Richards started coming into the comments.
Yeah.
Acting Drama said she went to a male strip club and it was a sad situation. They look sad. Instead of saying, "Give me that dick," or "Give me that dick," or "Ock," "Give me that Richard."
I say that in my normal life. I'm like, "Oh, you're being a Richard."
I just remember that. I remember this strip club talk, and I remember thinking the perfect name for that strip club would have been Poor Richards.
Wasn't it Sad Richards?
Sad Richards.
Yeah.
I just see guys. "Hey, baby." All looking sad. I don't know why this is the sign for stripping.
Because that's how the guys have, is, the ooh la la, look at my man meat.
I'm about to toot my own horn here, just a second.
Yeah. No, I just had another euphemism come up whenever you read the Mark says, or when you said, "How do you get Dick out of Richard?" It's like, I had a whole lot of thoughts running through my head.
I wonder, how deep
do you get Dick out of Richard? Anybody have any suggestions?
Oh, that's awful.
Poor Richard needs help. Dick is molesting him. That was a good one.
And not ick either.
No. It's Dick when you're talking about the person. I can say that. Dick the man is different. Richard the thing is not okay. Okay, let me see, because I had another favorite moment, and it was from episode 11, and pretty much throughout the White Chocolate Hour, which I thought was hilarious, was everything that Tony did, because I don't know if the viewers knew it at the time, but Tony was drunk the entire time. the entire time. And so everything he said cracked me the hell up because he was going for it. When he would talk, he would, like, go in. And it was hilarious because sometimes it was just completely off topic, all left field, but he was so funny in that episode. And I could tell, like, a lot of people started to like him. And then at 14:59 or somewhere about that, Tony is talking about smelling bad. And he was talking about the Yossi smelling bad, ladies. And it was hilarious to me because he just went off on a rampage, and they all did, about, oh, it's so bad, and you need to be fresh, and it was hilarious. And then at like 40 minutes in, they start talking about, or John tells the story about how when him and Mel first got together, and Mel was helping him with his basketball or whatever, and he was all, I think it was basketball or football, I don't know. He was all interested, she was all interested in helping and whatever, and so he sends her out to his car for something, she goes out, and lo and behold, in his back seat are his divorce papers.
Yeah, I remember that. I actually just watched that episode last week, yeah.
Yes, and she had thought he was divorced, and he had not told her that he was still married. And she brought those in, so, like, instead of walking in with the stuff he asked for, she walks in with his divorce papers and is like, we need to talk. And I thought that was hilarious. Not that he didn't tell her he was divorced, but just the whole scenario, because I could totally see it playing out. And see, with Mel's personality and everything, just see that whole thing take place. And I thought that was hilarious. And does Dee have any favorite moments for that time? I don't think so.
She has one more, but I'm hoping that she comes in and says it. She's IMing me right now.
Oh, is she coming?
I don't know. She said she's still having issues, so.
Oh, Richard. So, Danny, what are your favorite moments?
I've already listed like 13.
Well, I just listed some too. Jeez.
Should we go to the comments?
Yes, go to the comments.
Crazy in Love says, LOL, I think we all knew Tony was drunk. And then Tiffany Marie says, his eyes showed us he was high or drunk.
Yes,
and then Latoya said, Tony is so funny.
Yeah.
Which I agree.
Yes, he is hilarious. And yeah, his eyes were like this much open during the whole time they were bloodshot. I was like, oh, Tony is tripping balls over there. It was hilarious.
It was really funny.
Mm-hmm. I definitely loved that. But we had so many fun times. And like I was saying before, our show doesn't just start when we get on the camera or maybe like a couple minutes before. We have a whole list of conversations afterwards. We'll spend an hour on the show and then spend like an hour just talking. Just catching up, just talking with each other, kind of like unwinding.
Yeah, sometimes the real show is like after the show.
Yeah, sometime we should do like, you know how Wendy Williams or like other talk show hosts have like after the show like episodes? We should do that sometime where we record an after the show and post it between shows. Because if you guys saw the ridiculousness that happens after the show, sometimes that is when the show takes place.
Or how sometimes the show goes for, well, when we're finished recording, it goes pretty long afterwards. After we're done, it goes pretty long. I know one time, Piper, you and I were talking until like 2 in the morning after the show, and we're on West Coast time, so we're normally ending 8:30, 9 o'clock. And we talked a long time.
Forever, and we talk a lot. You know, a lot of people don't know that we actually talk. So a lot of our favorite moments sometimes don't even take place on camera. You know, it's separate stuff outside of this that just happens because we built a lot of relationships.
Yeah, and that's
concerned.
Yeah, like Dee and I, Piper and I talk at least like a couple times a week. Dee and I talk on a daily basis just because we both have office jobs with IM.
I don't IM.
So we're talking throughout the day, especially about videos that are new YouTube videos that are out. But we've also been able to be there for each other. When Piper was going through her stuff, we were always reaching out to her and checking how she was doing. And then even with me, like I went through a breakup, and it wasn't on the advice of you and D, but it was definitely
we opened his eyes. Yeah, we had conversations with him.
Nah, you didn't necessarily open my eyes, but.
Oh yeah, we did. Your eyes were so closed.
No, they weren't closed. They were just like it was refusing it. I was refusing to believe it. Yeah. But like based off of a conversation with you guys, I ended a relationship that wasn't healthy, and all of that stuff. So
ladies, get it, Danny.
No. I got too much of that coming at me right now.
He's so modest, guys. He's so modest.
You know what? I went to a wedding. I went to a wedding in Seattle, Washington, and I told my brothers. I looked around and I told my brothers. I said, "There's no black girls here." They're like, "Well, what about her? What about her? What about her?" And basically, every girl they pointed out to me at some point came up to me at the reception and tried to flirt with me. And I was just like, "You're just not. I'm just not interested. No, thank you. Thanks. I appreciate it. Like, that's nice."
He's like, "I've got so much hoo-ha being thrown at me that I just can't, ladies. But when there's time, I'll spread it around. I'll do what I can. I'll do what I can, ladies. Don't cry, ladies. There's enough Danny to go around."
That's not at all what I'm saying. That's actually not at all what I'm saying. Opposite of that. But no, I appreciate the relationship that we built because we didn't know each other beforehand. And like the very first episode I was on was episode 2. And before the episode, I remember you guys
we had 3.
Maybe it was episode 3. I think it was episode 2 though. I could be wrong. But before you guys brought me in, we had one of these conversations on Google Plus where we all talked. We all sat down and talked, and I remember it was so great because Piper goes, "All right, first question I have for you: do you even date black women?"
Yeah.
Because if you guys don't know it, there's a lot of guys, and I've never made a video about professing my love for black women or anything like that, just because I don't think that that's an appropriate avenue.
You should. You should get a guitar and make a song all about wanting to have mixed babies.
I should. I'll get right on that.
And, yeah, or dating African women. Ooh, good one. Good one.
So I was really upfront. I was like, yeah, I do, I have, but they asked like, well, what? Not like necessarily. It wasn't like an interview. Like, why do you want to be on our show? But
just getting to know him.
That question kind of came out, and the response I gave was not because I care so much about the Swirl community and want to put together a show on a weekly basis or bi-weekly basis or monthly basis, depending on weather.
Anyway.
I'm not sure what Tiffany Marie's saying in the comments. Sorry, I was just totally thrown off by a comment she made. Oh, okay, I got it now. I read it right. I didn't read it right at first. So anyways, you guys asked me like, why I wanted to do the show or whatever, and really at that time in my life, I was kind of working a lot, and I was working a lot.
Like a slave.
I was working a lot. I had moved. I didn't have a good community around me, and I kept seeing on YouTube like this idea that there was a community of people, that you could be a part of a community. And so like that was really the whole reason why I did It's a Swirl World, why I agreed to do it, and why I started even doing it, was because I wanted to join in with this community, and I really gained like 2 really good friends. And it's so weird to me sometimes when I think about it, and the fact that we haven't ever actually met in real life.
When all Danny could do was just like drive a couple hours and see me, but no. No.
You know what? I have a cousin that lives near you. I have grandparents that live near you. I should one of these days.
You
But
should drive here and see. Yeah.
But yeah, I just really appreciate that. Like, appreciate the relationship and the friendship that we have, and that Dee, of course, involved in it, has as well. But yeah, I just love that, and I feel like I've gotten, and even the community that, like, you know, the people that are in the comments right now, like Crazy in Love and Mike from Oz and Dave and Cassie, which I think are already gone and off to bed. Even Tiffany Marie and We Love Stationery, and you know, I also appreciate Ricky and Mona.
And I'd like to just declare that I have taken Mike from Oz is now mine. I've declared him that way. I'm putting my flag in him. He's mine.
Wow.
There's that. Anyway. There's that.
But never mind. That's going to go back to some Richard conversations.
I am not declaring him in that way. Nasty.
And speaking of Mike from Oz, he says, I need to watch that episode and the follow-up episode again. I think he's talking about Tony. I think he's talking about the White Chocolate Hour and the Ladies' Night.
Yeah.
And then Tiffany Marie, this is the comment that I read that I was like totally thrown off by because I didn't read it right. It says, "Don't turn gay." Not that there's anything wrong with that. Trust me, that's not possible. And then LaToya says, "Danny, hey man, I hope you get the joke." Of course I get the joke. So,
I was trying to be slick and get my nose off camera, but the camera like follows me when I do it. It's like, oh, I'm gonna watch you. It's horrible. I'm finally seeing comments like as I'm on. I never do that.
Yeah.
I never do that, but I did it today because I wanted to see. Finally, I'm doing it because I'm figuring out how to work Windows 8.1 now,
Right.
so I can do the split screen. I've been trying to do that forever. I can never figure it out, but I'm learning. And so tonight I have done that.
So now you're seeing the comments that Crazy in Love just said. I agree, Danny. Yeah. It's definitely a wonderful community you guys have built. It's not just us. You've helped us build it, Crazy in Love.
Yeah, she has. Because she's my sister from another mister. Because she understands me and this submissive and BDSM community.
What?
And just so much stuff.
What?
So she gets me.
Look who showed up.
OMG. Is it D? Oh, I'm Kimbell.
Finally.
Well, I can't hear you anymore. Are you using the old computer again?
Yeah. You're all low.
Hey, guys. All right. I know. Technical difficulties, terrible one.
It's awful.
Awful. The struggle is real. Struggle is real. You have been missing some laughter and this utter insanity. We've been laughing about Richard again.
Especially the Rat King's comment. That was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
And then Piper just claimed
Mike. God, that was funny.
Piper just claimed Mike from Oz as hers.
Yep.
She said she's putting a flag at him, and he said,
I'm
he just commented.
Columbus in this bitch.
He just commented, "Ha ha ha! I've been claimed." And then LaToya said, "Keep hope alive, Mike."
Yeah, just did it. That's how I do it.
So, Dee, we left out your middle favorite moment.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, back up a little bit. What was the audience?
What was that?
What has the audience said?
Tons. They're so interactive now that we're not asking them to post anything. Come on, guys, you're slacking on your pooping.
The Richards, a ton.
That was about it?
No, not just Richard.
Yep, that's it.
Everything that we've said, there's been comments around it.
Yes.
Because I'm like, there's like 15 episodes before that one.
Yes, exactly. We have talked about everything. We talked about the iSwirl Online. We got all your favorite moments in, except for the middle one. We were just talking about now the community that Danny has really appreciated, and just kind of getting to know us and talking about kind of what happens after the show. When I suggested we do an after the show, it's a Swirl World. In the middle of, we just record what happens after the show one time. Do it.
Where I go like this. All right, I'm tired.
Yeah.
This is what the shot looks like the entire time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
it's a really good sense of community. We really connected on a lot of levels, and I've enjoyed our time on and off the camera.
Yeah, and that's what I told everybody, that you guys helped me through an unhealthy relationship, get out of an unhealthy relationship, and
we've all helped each other with ups and downs, and sickness and health, and broken hearts and everything.
Yeah.
And it's weird how we've never met in real life.
Yeah. And I suggested Danny drive his happy ass down here to see me, because I'm like 5 hours away, so that he could do it. But just don't.
It's like a normal drive day for me, too. Yeah,
you could totally be down here and then get back home. No problem. Same day, one day. Kick it with the old Pied Piper.
So Lux Zuri says, yeah, I made it to another episode. Happy birthday, It's a Swirl World. She hasn't been here. She just showed up. By the way, could you do another couples episode? That one was my favorite. So much inspiration from other couples. Not the normal ones you see on YouTube. So,
well, and that kind of leads into what we were talking about, is we didn't want to be what there was out there on YouTube, and it's kind of what we, when we were interrogating Danny, it was about getting real people, not people who are just faking, and not people who are, doing it as some type of a stunt to, gain popularity, but doing it because it's life for us. This is real life. So.
And it's what we love, and we are the first channel to do this. The first channel who's 4 women, 4 black women, 5 black women, and then with the token white guy. Goes.
I'm not an old token white guy. Okay.
Yep, the token white guy. But yeah, we definitely.
And we've seen, and what's funny is we've seen other people that have tried to do the same thing.
Oh yeah, there have definitely been those people who are like, oh, it's a Swirl World, you can do that, and they never last.
Yeah.
No.
We're
not in it for competition or anything. We do it because we enjoy doing it, and we enjoy our guests, and we enjoy you guys, and we appreciate you.
Yep.
Thanks for hanging in there with us for a year.
Yeah.
Plus.
It
almost a year and a half.
Yeah, a year and a half. It's been a hell of a ride, though. We've had ups and downs and personal issues, and out of it we've gained. We've gained a lot of friendships, whether it be with people who come back, you guys who come back every time we have a show, anytime we have a show, you just are here. And we see you. We see you before we even get on. We see you. We count it. We look for people. And so we really appreciate just everyone and the friends we've made. And it's like hanging out with people that you know. And that was really the idea, is to take away the taboo part of the whole swirling and interracial relationships like that twist there, and just making it like life. Because that's what it is. It's just life. It's just people living, and you get in relationships, and things happen, and that's what interracial dating should be. It shouldn't be this big taboo type of situation. And I hope that's what we're doing. Yeah, I'm hoping that that's what we're doing, is giving everybody an open forum to really discuss it freely without there being any shame or anything. Just kind of get your crap out there.
Yeah, it's like we always say, it's entertainment, it's, education, encouragement, embracing, all of that. That's what we're here to do. So this celebration really is about you guys.
Yeah.
Because we wouldn't
be
thanking
here. You. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, we would, but it'd be really hella boring having just us talking to each other.
We were talking about it before the show started. When we had no viewers in, we're like, are we really going to start this? Like, are we really going to talk to each other with nobody in the comments?
Exactly. So I'm really happy that everybody shows up and you guys keep showing up, and that's awesome. And
especially with our crazy, like, oh, we're not going to be able to go this week. Oh, maybe next week. Oh,
yeah.
3. Yeah.
And I promise you, it is my solemn vow that we will get better at that. It's just crazy sometimes how life gets in the way, but that's reality and that's real. And you wouldn't want us here if we were just like faking it, even though we're going through like so much crap. We're trying very hard. We've been just voices instead of picture because we couldn't get technical stuff together. We want to bring you guys quality versus, but also have it be real, and it just wouldn't be if we didn't do it this way. So yeah, sometimes you're going to run into our issues, but you guys stick it out and you're so cool, and we are going to try our very hardest to do a show every other Tuesday. Every other Tuesday. For sure.
Latoya says that we should do a meetup, and she says you guys should meet each other in person. That's what I meant. Because I was like, man, if we did a meetup, we'd have to go to Australia for Mike. We'd have to go to England for
Yeah.
Have to go to the South. Have to go to the all over.
Well, we would go to Australia for Jamie and Nikki too. I mean, come on now. They're our biggest fans when it comes to like our big YouTube fans. They're out there.
Are we their biggest fans, or they our biggest fans?
I think it's a two-way street. I think it's like a relationship. I
don't know. I think Crazy Lil might have a little competition there.
Yes, I agree, because Crazy Love is right there too. She's like our sister. She's our honorary family member. She's a cousin to the Swirl World. Absolutely. I have dubbed it. I have made it so. Remember, I'm Christopher Columbus this episode.
And it shall be so. So, anyways, guys. Oh wait, Dee, did you want to say your middle comment, your middle favorite?
Oh, it's the Loving Couples episode, the happy hour episode with Zuri was actually referencing when she asked if we were going to do that. We'll try to put another one together.
Tough right now.
Yeah. Really tough.
But no, we actually have had a lot of people that said that that's been their favorite episode. I think I've seen it 3 or 4 times.
The whole vibe, for one, again, it's a first.
Oh, shit.
We kind of broke like YouTube swirl ground with that. All these couples at one time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then it was so long we had to split it. So it was 2 episodes. It just was a really great night in terms of, well, I'd like to think that we, like Zuri said, it was very inspirational.
Yeah.
For a lot of people. It just was a fun night, and everyone got on with their drinks and had a great time, and there were funny things said, and it was a really good time, and a lot of relationships were built after that. Well, friendships, were built after that. So it's definitely one of my top moments, my top favorite.
I like how people thought you were Mildred. I think your name's Mildred sometimes.
That was funny. I'm not saying that. Yeah.
I like it. You look like a Mildred. You do.
Negative. Negative.
Mildred's an African woman's name because they're all named like grandma names.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like Evelyn, Edna, Rosemary.
You are hilarious. Grandma names.
Those are grandma names.
You know what I mean? People are like, oh, damn, I named my kid Rose.
No, Rose is fine. Rosemary? No, that's a grandma name.
Gloria. I always think that's a grandma name.
Pearl.
Yeah, Pearl, definitely. I know about like 5 people with a grandma Pearl.
Pearl. That's awesome.
Danny's just a picture right now.
Am I?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. He was frozen forever, and now he's just a picture, and now he's frozen.
That's awesome. Well, I think that means that we're done. That means we're out of time, or we're all going to become pictures.
Yeah. We're all going to become pictures.
So, thank you so much, guys, for being with us tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for being with us well over a year. And you know what? The other thing that we didn't mention is that we're over 1,000 subscribers now too.
Yes.
Which is also pretty awesome.
We have done it. We have succeeded.
Yeah, like Facebook congratulated, or not Facebook, YouTube congratulated us about it too, I think.
So YouTube is so nice now.
Yeah, now that you've done that, you can make money for us and you. No thanks.
Yeah, now that you've done that, how about this?
We're just we're not into the whole, yeah.
We don't want it to be that way, because when money gets involved, things get fake.
Yeah.
And that's not what we want to do. We don't want to be talking to you guys and then suddenly we turn into a little infomercial and be like, try this and start
links in the description.
We don't want to do that for you. We want to be able to be real. We want to drop an F-bomb if that's what comes out. We want to be able to just do this and do it, because it's fun. When there's money, it's also work. It's not as fun in my book. So.
Yep. So we will see you again in 2 weeks. Yeah?
And definitely we'll see you in 2 weeks, and we actually will see you in 2 weeks. We're going to try really hard to see you in 2 weeks. And as always, feel free to let us know what you guys want to hear about. We are really hoping to make it another year, and who knows, you'll be celebrating with us next year, and maybe we'll be at 2,000. And we will have 2,000 subscribers, and we'll all be in different places in life, and it'll be awesome to have you guys along for the ride. So let us know what you think, and join us in 2 weeks. Same swirl time, same swirl place.
No, wait, earlier swirl time. On time.
On swirl time.
On time.
On swirl time, and same swirl place. Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.